Good morning, everybody. I just read Ian's comment. Great live stream coming up. Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. No, I think we're going to go straight to DEFCON 1. Maybe today. We'll see. We'll see how we go. It's showtime. It is Rat Madness. Cheers, everyone. My coffee is already not hot. That's a bad start to the stream, isn't it? So, I'm looking a bit dark today. I think the background's a bit too bright. Hold on a moment. Okay, that might be better. At least until the sun comes up. Maybe. We'll see. I have my diff lamb in my pocket. I'm all drugged up. Sorry. It's going to be a sick stream. It's going to be sick, man. No, it's going to be me being sick throughout the stream. Stick coffee on my heat plate. Yeah. I can't. It's the double glass thing. Doesn't work. So, I'm going to apologize in advance if I start coughing and spluttering and sneezing. I'm sorry. I'm still sick. Yeah. What can I tell you? That's what happens when you abuse your body. I actually did sleep well, James. Thank you. I slept better last night than I have, like, for maybe 2 weeks. But it's still there. It's still not good. I think all the talking this morning is going to put me into coughing fits. Put a 3D printer heater cartridge in my coffee. Not a bad idea. Wonder what I've got. It's okay, I can just go and make another coffee. No, it wasn't the COVID jab. That was weeks ago already. It was actually Flynn. Thanks, Flynn. Flynn was the first sickie in the house, and he spread it around. So, sharing is caring. Isn't that right, Flynn? I haven't watched James' bootloader video yet. It's in my watch list. I've not been watching any YouTube. So basically I've been, apart from a day and a half that I was in bed, I've been pushing through and I've been working really long hours and I've been abusing my body. And I'm paying for it now. But as I said to Pi Moroni the other day, when you're a one-man band, if you get sick, business stops, right? And so instead of stopping, I pushed through and made myself worse. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'll totally understand if people want to drop off the stream today and not listen to me coughing and spluttering. But I've got stacks of work to do. I've made some really good progress with the test jig, and I want to show you where I'm at, show you what I've done, and then I need to make more adapters. The reason I haven't made more adapters yet is I needed to prove to myself that the Tiny Pico adapter was working, that I could get the EEPROM working on the Raspberry Pi, which was a bit of a challenge, and that although I'm still rewriting all the code, and it's an absolute mess right now, still reshaping what it's going to be, but I can almost flash a Tiny Pico. Not fully yet. I can get all the way to, well, I'll show you in a moment, all the way to testing the I/O, and that's when it craps out because I haven't copied that part over yet. But it's pretty cool. I'm worse than last week. I'm different. So it's moved into my chest. So I've now got sinus infection, which is lowered a bit. It's just lots of snot now. But it's moved into my chest. I'm getting pretty severe coughing fits. And you can hear my voice. So it's, poor Yaz has been keeping her up all night. I've just been, yeah. So talking for a long time is not gonna help. Take 2 weeks in the sun, Sion, or do Aussies like no? I love the sun. It's winter. I don't know where I'm gonna take 2 weeks. It's winter, there's no travel, and I'm too busy anyway, so yeah. Normally for me, I don't. It doesn't go into my chest. but it has this time, and it's lingering. So yeah, boiling water, honey, and lemon juice fixes me up real quick. Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done head over steam and with menthol and whatever. It's not that I can't break it down. It's just that it's lingering a long time. Yeah, I don't want it to turn to pneumonia. And I've got some new cough medicine, which I haven't taken this morning. The problem with it is it absolutely suppresses my coughing, which is great, but to the detriment of it doesn't clear out what's here, and then it'll turn into an infection. So more of an infection. So I have to be very careful. Proper rest will fix it. Proper rest in my house. Cable tie? Really? Yeah. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, ever. Even if I was well. Okay, so I've got news. I've got lots of stuff to talk about as well. So I want to start with maybe coughing. Maybe not. Okay. I've also got a whole bowl. See these? These are awesome. I think I've shown these on my stream before. I buy these. I bought 10 bags of these. I'll show you what they are. So these are hard-boiled lemon lollies, and they're sugar-free. There's nothing in them. Look at this. There's really... I don't know if you can read that. Maybe not. Maybe it'll go under the DSLR. Hang on. I don't know if you can read that. There's nothing in them, and they're just the most awesome tasting lemon lollies. So it does say that excessive consumption may have a laxative effect. So I don't know if they mean by verbal diarrhea or the other end. Anyway, so I've got a whole bowl of these. I've got bags of them. I'm gonna if I need to shove one of these in my mouth while I'm talking, I apologize if you can't understand me. Yeah, they use sweetener instead of sugar. But you know, yeah, anyway. So it might be, yeah, if you can't understand what I'm saying, I already talk too fast. I've got a terrible accent, and if I shove a lolly or a lozenge in my mouth, you won't understand me. So there you go. The sugar-free gummy bears, the problem with those, Henrik, is that I eat one and then I eat the whole bag and they're gone. It's the same with their, they make some really awesome sugar-free like chocolate, like raspberry bullets. They make sugar-free raspberry bullets. And I eat one and I blink and the whole bag's gone, and then I'm in bad way. To resolve my issue with the DSLR and the new HDMI thing, I have not, no. It's actually, I've spoken to Blackmagic, it's not solvable. Okay, let's start with that. So, I got myself, it's going to be difficult, I might have some cables in the way, and my coffee's in the way, hang on. I got myself an A10 Mini. This is the bottom of the range one. I got it for switching. And for switching inputs. Remember I spoke a while ago about, you know, the issues I have with the microscope and the DSLR and having to switch cables and the flickering black and everything. It's really frustrating. Well, I got this to solve that, and it does solve it. Let me show you. So if I go to here, I'm on my DSLR. Yay! I've flipped the image in OBS for now, just to explain, right? So I've got my DSLR and I can just hit on the A10 Mini and I'm now on my microscope, and I've got them both happening at the same time. And I can switch between them. I can even actually do a fade. Ooh, look at that. How fancy. And I'm doing that through this switch box into the one input. This is different to the touchdown. The touchdown is a way of controlling OBS. This has nothing to do with OBS. OBS sees one camera and I switch it outside. Now the problem with it is I've already flipped it around. I showed this on my Patron already. So my hand is the correct direction, but on the microscope now, my hand is the wrong direction. And that is because my DSLR here is mounted from the back against the wall, so it's upside down when it's looking down. And you can't flip the image in this unit. You can't flip an input. And so the problem is, I plan to add more inputs, right? I want to put the, like my Raspberry Pi microscope into it, and possibly a second DSLR, so I can have 4 cameras that I can switch between for my streams and get much better ability to change angles and do whatever, but they all have to be the same orientation. Eucalyptus funding. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, honey eucalyptus. I've got some, actually where did I put my lozenges, or did they fall out of my pocket? Uh-oh. My lozenges fell out of my pocket. Or something. I just showed them to you. Where did I put them? I've lost them. How funny. Anyway, they are lemon, honey, and eucalyptus. I've lost them. Well, wow. So yeah, I can't do multiple cameras into OBS and switch from there. That's what I was doing. The problem is multiple HDMI is the problem. Multiple webcams, no issue. It's the multiple HDMI, multiple capture card makes OBS go nuts and starts flickering, and there's incompatibility. What the ATEM Mini does is it takes all the HDMI inputs and it reconforms them and retimes them all the same to be one consistent output. So my microscope could be 1080p 60 frames, my DSLR could be 1080p 30 frames, I could have another camera 1080p 25, and they all have the same 1080p 60 output, or 30, whatever I set. Hey Johnny, thank you. Sex do rules. I'm on a Mac. Yeah, I can't run a deck link or something. I can't put a card in. So so this is all just HDMI, 1080p. That's all I need, right? I don't need. I mean, my camera can do 4K. I'm not streaming 4K. The problem is you can't flip the image, and you can't flip the image on here. And the only way to flip the image, a single image, is to buy a $595 box that flips the image. It's called a decimator box. And I'm really frustrated. Anyway, so for now, I've just turned the image around in OBS so things are the right way here. Back to front on the microscope for now, but I don't need the microscope today, so it doesn't matter. Okay, that's that. Now, that wasn't the thing I was going to talk about. So I created, another channel. But I'm unsure if I want to use it or not. I've created an unexpected streams channel. And decimates your credit card too. Yes, it does. You can rotate the ATEM. Does that help? If I turn the ATEM upside down, yeah, no. Yeah, that doesn't help, unfortunately. Just buy yourself a U bracket. I don't even know what a U bracket is, but well, I'm changing all of this anyway. I'll get to that. There's so much to tell you all. So much. What? Who's moving? Where? What? You know what? I haven't said hi to everyone. I'm going to say hi to everyone, and then I'll get back to the channel. No, we're not moving. Well, maybe. I don't know. So, Peter, good morning. Ray, hello. Joe, hello. Christopher White, hi. John, g'day. G'day, mate. Embedded Hobbyist, hello. Ian, you're here early, Ian, today. Kevin, hello. Excuse me. Sorry. Cable tie. I'm going to apologise. Non-stop. Cable tie. Graham. Paul. Hi. Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's here. Mike, hello. Mako. Rob. I feel bad I haven't said hi to everyone already. Fred Flintstone. Hi. Bruce. And Flinny. I said hi to Flinny. I did that already. Henrik, hello. Intimate Tech. Congratulations on MakerCast, mate. That was very good. I caught it later. I didn't catch it live. I was pretty ill. Eliminator, hello. Dave Hines. Aaron Knox. Woohoo. Hello, John Ford from New Zealand. You're up early. Rota, hi. JTax. I'm on the phone. Hope your battery lasts. Hey, Peter. And James. I'm sure I've missed people. Adrian, hello. Embedded Hobbyist, anyone else? Kippo Steve, hi. Oh, my throat is not going to last today. Maybe you all do the talking and I'll do the listening today. Do you think that'll work? Hey, Hugo. I should have done this earlier. It's a long list. And Miroslav, hello. Braden, good morning. Hello, Brad. Did I say hi to Rat Madness? I think I did, can't remember. Wagon Loads, good morning. Michael Stevens, hello. Francisco, hello. Photochromax. Jerry, maybe, hello. Excuse me. Kevin O'Connell. Okay, I think I've got everyone. No? Nickel, N, hello. Technology, I'm looking backwards now. Missed a whole bunch of people. Okay. If I missed you, I apologise. Wow. Hey, X-Micron. I reckon the stream's going to last half an hour today, and my throat will give out. Okay, so I created a new channel. I've not been making a lot of videos recently, in case you all didn't notice. I'm sure you all did. I've been too busy. Like, I'm honestly, whatever. I'm not even going to talk about that. So my channel is filling up with streams, and the issue is that people go to my channel, like my subscriber growth is stalled, right? It's partly because I'm not putting out videos, but also people go to my channel, they look at it, and all they see is walls of 2 and 3 hour streams, and they go, yeah, not interested in that, and they walk away, right? And they don't subscribe, and they don't watch they don't look back at the earlier content. So I thought about moving all my stuff to a new channel, and the problem is I got to start the whole YouTube rubbish again. It's fine, like I'm not making any money on YouTube, so I'm not worried about the whole not being able to monetize it or anything. There'll be no super chats or whatever else, but I can't move all of the old streams over to the new channel. So, well, I can download them and re-upload them, but then I lose all the chat, I lose all the comments and everything else. So I'm kind of torn, but there is actually I have created it. So if someone runs into the channel, please do that. You have so many good videos that get lost in the streams. But I can't I can't get rid of the streams that are there on the channel, on my current channel. That's the problem. So they'll stay there, and all my other videos will still get lost. You should upload production time lapses. I have done that before. Excuse me. I did at one point move all of my I made all of my live streams unlisted and moved them into a public playlist, so you had to find them in there. But then people were complaining to me all the time saying, I missed a stream and I can't find it on your channel, and it got, can I rename this channel? Why would I want to rename it though? I don't want to start my videos on a new channel, I want to keep that on here. I just want to potentially move my streams over. So I'm curious to know what unexpected streams, yeah. I'm curious to know what you all think about that. Let me just, see if I can give you the link for it. I mean, you should be able to find it. You can't find it? You should be able to. I don't know if I can get it. Yeah, I know John. Yeah, I was discussing with John and some other people on Discord. Expected streams. Yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't come up in search because it's brand new. You could move the stream to a playlist after a week. I could do that if I remember. Hey Andre, nuking the streams or just moving them with losing the comments is fine. Move around all you want, we'll find you. Thanks, Hansy. I gotta work out how I can get my... I want to be careful that I don't switch while I'm streaming now and then kill my stream. I know I can maybe do it in Chrome. Just hold on one moment. I'll see if I can get you the link. So what I figured was just get people to subscribe to it, and then I might transition to it. I thought about doing it for this stream, but then I thought, well, that would really confuse people. Okay, so this is the link. Of course, I've got no channel name or anything because I've got 0 subscribers. No subscribers. No videos. No playlists. Oh, no, I have a playlist. So I've got a playlist in there and I started copying. You got to copy them one at a time. I've got to add them one at a time. I started putting all of my streams over to it. So there'll be a playlist of my main channel streams in there. And then the new streams will go in there, I think. I'm using different browsers now. Right, that's why I did it. Yeah, I did it in Chrome. Wrong. Who's wrong? Peter said I'm wrong. IE, no. IE doesn't come in handy for anyone. Mike, slap yourself. Slap yourself across the face twice. Really hard. No, I don't want to move. I don't want my main channel to be my streams one. What? How many subs have I got now? 32. Wow. Okay, cool. As I said, it's not about building a new channel or about monetization or about anything else, whatever. It's just really about... I like the idea of archiving my streams after a couple of weeks. That's a really good idea. I did not think of that. Whoever said that the first time, I think a couple of people have mentioned it. Time for a coffee. Oh, thank you. It is. It is. I'm going to need more than one. Hey, tax man. What? Who, what? You don't get taxed when you don't make money, dude. Actually, that's... Oh, okay, hang on. Another thing to talk about. Yeah, so for me, it's about... It's not about the monetization, right? I think I make about $80 a month on YouTube. Like, yay. I might crack $100 in a month. That's Aussie dollars, not US dollars. Like when... Because, you know, if people super chat. Well, I need 1,000 subs and 400 hours of watch time. Don't worry about monetization on the channel. I mean, I won't have super chat. I won't have anything else. It's a squirrel time. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, so that's the channel. I sent the link. I might do my next one. I might start archiving, closing off my other video ones, and then, yeah, move over to this unexpected streams. Sorry. If you get sick and tired of me apologizing for coughing, then bad luck. In 5 months you can afford a decimator. Yeah, what do I do for the 5 months though? You may see on Awake. What did I do? Archiving them there is the same idea, certainly to start with. Right, so that's the thing. If I archive them that way and I only have the last few there, assuming I remember, do I need to have a second channel? Well, right, but I can't turn on Super Chat until I'm monetized on the new channel. And that's going to take some time, right? So I can't turn on Super Chat. That's the point. It's, and again, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not, yeah. Okay. No, I'm not going to talk about the tax. I was going to make a video about the tax man. I was going to make a video about, I might save that for a video. I might save it for a video. It's very dark in here now. Too dark in here. I personally would not have a second channel. Yeah, I don't like the idea of splitting. I'm torn. I'm really torn. What do you think, John, Raymond? If I archived all my... If I only kept like the last 2 live streams public and archived the rest, made them unlisted in the playlist, would that help, do you think? I'd already set up this channel anyway, so I could always destroy it again. It doesn't really matter. But I don't want to start streaming on it if I'm not going to continue streaming on it. All the old streams would still be accessible through the playlist, yes. Yes, you just have to find the playlist. I'm as slow as Sion. What have I done? I mean, Johnny's as slow as Sion. Who did what? One Xeon, one place. Yes, one Xeon is enough for everyone. Okay. Let's talk oh my god, let's talk test jigs. Keep it for your unexpected ones. Right, well that's what some other people do. Like BitLooney's trash, he just does whatever on there. Brian's got lock and load where he can just do whatever. Do things that won't destroy the algorithm on the main channel. But my algorithm on the main channel is pretty destroyed. So, yeah. You can remove the recent videos section from your homepage. Just have it personally curated box of the recent one. I know, and I used to manage those myself, and then I used to forget, and then it used to get stale, and then, yeah. Most streamers do the 2-channel thing, but I don't necessarily know if that's good or bad. Like, 2 channels won't help me if I'm not producing videos on my first one. Okay, let's talk test jigs. Let's do it. Yay. Yay. So, I haven't got my new boards yet. They were sent off at the same time as a large Tiny Pico PCB order. And that order is still in production because it was an 8-day order, which is now to day 12. Yay. But this is where I'm up to, and I want to show you what I've done here. It's pretty cool. So, can everyone... I might just make this a bit brighter. Too bright. It's very high contrasty today. What's with the high? It's like this light's not doing much. I wonder where the contrast... Hang on one second. Super high contrast. That's... I was playing with the ISO. Just hold on one moment, folks, while I make a mess of everything. Yeah, no, that's not going to help me. Okay, see, the shadows are really contrasty. Can you remove the recent video? Oh, that's right. Holding, yeah, hold my beer. Okay, anyway, let me get closer. It's the black and the red makes it a bit weird, doesn't it? I'm just gonna focus. See, it won't even focus on it. I'm gonna get some more light. I need more light in here. Aziz, light. Oh, wow. Okay. No, that's a camera tripod. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay. Just need some more light. How prepared am I today? Not. This is rough as guts. Doesn't get any rougher than this, folks. Okay. That's a little less contrasty. That is better. Seon is a man of culture. What? Okay. Okay. Why have I got... Now I've lost my... Why have I dropped my... Okay, I've done something to my camera. Bit better. Okay, how's that? Can everyone see? Is that good? Focus is not great on the screen. Okay, we might be good. Have your camera mounted on overhead monorail. Oh, right. Well, so I got myself something. You see, that's another squirrel. Okay, I'm doing a John Oxer. So I mentioned last week that I'm rearranging my desk. So I've got myself this. This arrived, but the mount hasn't. So, excuse me. This is a monitor stand. A Visa monitor stand. This high. right? And it's going to be mounted at the back of my desk where my DSLR. So right now I'm using a tripod. Okay, time to move my screen. Right now I'm using a... Oh, look at the desk. There's a tripod here that this is on, and it's really hard. Like it takes up a lot of space, and well, okay, takes up a lot of space, and it's fixed. So what I did is I got myself a monitor arm that sits at the back with, get this off, with this arm that can bend, and it bends in three. Oh, it's really tight. I have to loosen that. In 3 places. So what I can do is I can move my arm, I can close it up and move my camera out the way. And then I can move my camera forward again. So, and it also means I can position my camera and move it around a little bit, right? So it's a desk mounted arm, no different to how the tripod sits on the desk, but I can push it out the way. And I was hoping it would close up a bit more than this, and it might, because this one here seems to be, there we go. So it can close up. Oh! It can close up like all the way. And then the Visa mount that connects to it, I've got an adapter that lets me plug a DSLR into it. So Brian Locke found the Visa mount part. So instead of a monitor going on there, it's going to be my camera. And I can move it around, which is going to be really cool. Right, but that's no different to what I've got right now with my camera, right? My camera's sitting on the desk, and if I bump the desk, it's exactly the same, right? No different, unfortunately. But it means I can push it out the way. It means I can change the angle of it and stuff. So I'm waiting for the Visa mount, unfortunately. Sorry, that's going to take 3 weeks to get here. Skin snatching whisk. Yeah, that's really tight. I think it needs the weight of a screen on it to move it. So where'd we be without Brian? Exactly. Okay, back to this. So where do I even start? So this here, I'll take that off for the moment. So here's my Tiny Pico adapter. There's a little LED to show that it's powered. Not powered here, just an indicator to show it's working. So the power that's coming through here is connected to the EEPROM. So this is just using a microchip I2C EEPROM. And unfortunately, I thought that they were a SOP 8, so I put a SOP 8 set of pads. They're actually a SOIC 8, and so I had to actually bend the pins under to solder it on, so you can't really see, but the pins are bent under. And then it took a lot to actually get the test jig to talk to it, and thank you, Mike. Hey, Larry. Thanks, Mike, for helping out with that. Because these ones use a 16-bit addressing system, and SM bus and all the examples and all the stuff out there are designed for an 8-bit address. So it was quite problematic to talk to it, but it does actually talk to it now. So when this powers up, it looks for the chip, and it knows that this one is saying load Tiny Pico. See, now you can't see that screen very well. I'm just going to turn the brightness down just a bit so you can see the screen, just for now. So it says full test, load Tiny Pico, right? And from this screen here, I can move to quick test. So a full test does an erase and a flash and everything. A quick test just does, it reinstalls the test code on there and reruns it. I can erase the flash on a particular board if I want to. I can just test the I/O and Wi-Fi, and I can also reset the adapter, which clears the EEPROM, right? So if I'm just going to stop the code for the moment, and I'm going to pull the adapter out and start the code. Oh, right. 1 second. I changed some code this morning. Silly me. 412. if the adapter is not none. Right, I'm moving stuff out to different modules and classes. Okay. Not sure if you can hear the beep. It's really not loud on the buzzer, but it shows that there's no adapter, right? So it won't let me do anything on this, right? All the buttons are disabled and everything is whatever, but I can now, if I grab the adapter and plug it in, it recognizes it's a tiny Pico. Tiny Pico from the chip, and in it goes. Now, if it's a brand new adapter, then let me see if I can simulate this. Open EEPROM. Okay, I'm going to simulate this being a new adapter that's never been plugged in before. Nope, didn't like that one. 413. Oh, right, okay. Adapter is greater than -1. Okay, sorry. So, it boots up and it knows that it's not been programmed before. So it says select adapter, right? And so I can cycle through here and I can say, is it a Tiny Pico Nano? Is it a Feather S2? Is it a Tiny S2? Is it a Feather S2 Neo? And whichever one I tell it is, so if I say it's a Feather S2 and I set it, oh, okay, bad demo. Bad demo. Line 30. Okay, I shouldn't have moved this out for now. Right, I don't need SM bus. Okay. World's worst demo. Okay, so, and I say you're a Feather S2, and I set it, and now it says load Feather S2, right? And if I stop it and restart it and get rid of that -1, oh, interesting. It didn't save the Feather S2 state. Wow, okay. Bad demo. That's not what I wanted to show you. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to show. So the adapter, right, if you remember my last ones, I had all this acrylic that I had to cut to shape it all out. Well, I don't need that anymore. So what I've got are these little 3D printed inserts. Okay, I can lift the light now again. Let's go brighter so you can see. I've got these 3D printed inserts, and what the insert does, it just clips in to the holes, and it's got obviously space for the pogos. These are using my new pogos, so as you can see, they don't come through the other side. Or they do a little bit. They're little pinholes that go through and they get soldered from the back, and they kind of look like they're surface mount, but they're not. Right? So they're my new pogos, and they're really good. And so this clips in, has room for the pogos on the side, but also has this base down the middle, which prevents how far I can push it down. So when that goes in and a board gets put in, what it's also got is these edges are beveled, or they're chamfered. So when I go to put a board in, no matter how I kind of put it in, it makes it all slide to the right spot. I mean, assume I get it close, right? Every time, because it's bent. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. And so when it gets clamped down, it can only move less than 1 millimeter to clamp it. So I can't damage the pogos like I used to do before. No, I'm close. I don't see smoke. Right, okay. Well, I can probably organise that. So I haven't done the clamp area yet, because I needed this in first. But the clamp will kind of sit there. Best answer to unexpected results. Thank you very much. Jack McMack. Appreciate that. Why is Larry in timeout for 5 minutes? What's Larry doing? Yeah, bad demo, naughty demo. Anyway, and you can see here, as soon as I plug it in, it knows I'm in full test mode, and it says press to start. So this will work, kind of. I haven't done all the UI updates yet for this screen, and it'll crap out at testing, but it does a VBAT test, pass, searching, erasing. I've got to hold it with my finger. Now it's flashing. So it is working, and what's the challenge is that I'm joining all of the code for all the adapters into one code base, right? So this is where it's going to success, and now it's going to try to run the tests and crashed, which is fine because I haven't done that bit yet. Oop, sorry. But basically what the code is doing is, I'm just going to switch back to here for my cold coffee. So there's a board adapter class. And so I make a tiny Pico adapter, a FeatherS2 adapter in code. And then the TestJig software says, oh, I'm a tiny Pico, so tell me what's my next thing I need to do. And it asks it, and it returns the next state. It goes, oh, I need to search for a board. So it does that. And then it says, okay, I've done that. What do I need to do now? And it asks the adapter, and the adapter says, okay, now you need to do an erase. And it does an erase, and so forth, right? So the TestJig, eventually the software will be dumb, and it just says, I'm doing a tiny Pico, the user press start, what do I need to do first? Ask the adapter says, do this. Okay, what do I need to do next, till the very end, right? Excuse me. So that's almost working, at least for the tiny Pico. But I need more adapters now. Wow, that was a long, wasn't that over the top? Yes, it needs a clamp. I'm not going to sit there with my finger. Yes, it needs a clamp. I'll do all that later. That's just some 3D printing. There's a little conversation going on inside the box. In what? Where? Who? Where? What did I miss? Color code those 3D printed things for the different types of boards. I could actually. So yeah, what's interesting is that, and this only occurred to me after I put this together, is that looking at this when it's off, there's no way of knowing which adapter that is because it's covered, right? That could be a tiny S2 adapter. So I want to, when I need to redo the tiny Pico ones anyway because of the footprint here. I might have a little tab at this side that sticks out that says what the board is. I think I should do that. Is it your software driving the TestJig on the Pi or someone else's? No, it's my software. So right now on my other TestJigs, every TestJig has its own software. It's a duplicate of each other, but customized for each type of board. That was never my plan, but that's just what I ended up with. This I want to finish doing it properly, where one code base, and like it's the same software on every single TestJig that I make, right? They all get updated from a GitHub repo, like a private repo, and then hey, Yombo Prime, and then what happens is totally determined by what adapter's plugged in. Unplug an adapter, plug a different adapter in, and it goes, and I push start, and it goes, oh, I'm now a FeatherS2, do all these things, right? Totally independent, all just happens from whatever adapter's plugged in. That's the plan. And then I will build probably only 3 of these, 3 or 4 of these, and I want to build 2 adapters per board type. That way, at any time, I can be doing 2 FeatherS2s at the same time and 2 tiny Picos at the same time, if that makes sense. Oh, about the clamp. What? Yep. Who, where, what? I'm just, excuse me, I'm going to mute while I blow my nose. And back. Okay, So, adapters. Wow, it's getting warm in here now. Okay, so I'm not going to show you my code. Sorry, it's not ready yet. Not ready for live, for prime time. So this is not. It's not the right file. I don't think, because that does not look like. Interesting. That does not look like a soik. Maybe it is. Actually, don't need the. Oops, I've got new windows. Is that a soik now? Oh, it is. Soik. So it was. I did have this footprint, which you can see is quite small. And that's what it's supposed to have been. Whoops. But lucky I could bend the pins under. What did you use to test thousands of boards before this jig was ready? I used my old jigs, which are these ones. So I've reordered everything and wow, can't find it. So I've used these ones. Oops. This is plugged in. This is my Feather S2 test jig. So I've got one for the Feather S2, I've got one for the Tiny Pico, one for the Nano, one for the Tiny S2, individual test jigs. That's what I was using. And these are multi-board ones. These have adapters as well. But they were never designed at the time to have changeable adapters. I did it this way originally to have one test jig board and I only had to change the adapter, but I still had to make a unique one per test jig, per board I want to test. Now I want to have one generic, if that makes sense. Oh, wow. Can anyone post the new stream channel? Thank you. Oh, this is the playlist link, but that's the new stream. 49 subscribers. Wow. So this will be truly universal, yes. Where if I want to add another board, all I have to do is make an adapter, add another adapter profile in code to say, this is the firmware that goes on it. So like basically, let me just show you this. As I said, the code is really not ready for prime time at all. But like here is an adapter, right? This is a board class. And so when you're defining a board, you tell it where the firmware, what the board name is, where the firmware lives, the set of GPIO that you need to test, the whole range of GPIO, and then you pass it the odd and the even pins. That way I can test for shorts, what the RAM should be for the test, what the flash should be for the test, and then does it require a download mode? Like, so the Feather S2 and Tiny S2 have to manually put into download mode, right? Because there's no auto on it because the CDC can't do that. Does it require an erase first? Does it need to remount the target? And then what its test states are, right? Whether it does a log or whatever. So if I look at my Tiny Pico, so name is Tiny Pico. This is where the firmware for it sits. Here's the set of GPIO that it's going to be testing. I haven't set up the odd and even yet. What the RAM and flash is. Doesn't require download mode. Requires an erase. Doesn't need a target remount. And this is the set of tests that it runs, right? So when the code's going through, it says, okay, give me the first test. Oh, it's a VBAT. Okay, give me the next test. Search UART, erase, flash MP. Does that make sense? So it's as simple as this. Like I just take this. So like, I haven't set up the Feather S2 one properly yet. But the Feather S2 one will go, okay, let's go to test the VBAT. it's got to go in download mode, then it's got to flash the UF2, then it's got to mount it, then it's got to copy over the UF2, copy over CircuitPython, then it's got to remount it, then it's got to test the I/O, then it's got to copy the final files over. Does that make sense? So there's going to be a lot of duplicate blocks like this, but it doesn't matter. They're done once, right? So my FeatherS2 Neo would be identical to this, except it'll have different flash and RAM, and it'll have different firmware and code that gets copied over. If that makes sense. Yeah, I hope so. So the test jig code stays the same. It's identical. Got some old code that creates a 3D printable bed of nails, hinge clamp, the location of the hole for the progress are taken from the project overs. Hey, that's pretty cool. How about wireless antenna testing? That all happens as part of the I/O test. That's test code is separate to that. Yeah, that all happens during that pass, which is test I/O. I call it test I/O, but it tests I/O, it tests the RAM, it tests the flash, make sure values are correct. It checks the Wi-Fi, or checks that it can turn on the radio, checks Wi-Fi. What else does it do? Checks for shorts, and then it does a pass or not. So yeah. So where am I going to stick the tab? That's the first question. If I stick it over down the bottom here, it could cover the screen a bit, but maybe that's okay. Okay, I'm just gonna... I wasn't planning on doing this today, but it probably makes sense to do this now. Other way. They're not going to like routing this. Oh, okay. They're not going to like having a tab like that. Sounds like I'm a bit of software. It must have taken a while to get all working correctly. Well, I haven't finished this new port of it, right? The old way, absolutely. I mean, that it's been evolving over time. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll have to make it on an angle, because they won't be able to route into that corner. They'll end up giving me something funky. I'm pretty happy with the way it tests, but not the fact that I can't easily duplicate out a test jig and make two of the same. Like I'm about to start testing 1200, or about to. I'm about to go into production of 1200 FeatherS2s, and testing 1200 FeatherS2s on one test jig is a long time. It's a minute per test. It's between 47 and 52 seconds per test, and loading the board and then unloading the board each time. Let's call it a minute. So that's 1200 minutes of testing. I could halve that by having two test jigs. But right now, using my old system, I need to build another board, build another adapter, duplicate the code out, laser cut some more acrylic. There's quite a lot of work to set all that up, where I won't have to with this. I can take my tiny Pico, the one that's got a tiny Pico in there, and I can just pull off the adapter, put a FeatherS2 adapter in, and it's a FeatherS2 test jig, right? And then halfway through, I can pull it off and stick a tiny S2 adapter on there, and I can test 20. I can test tiny S2s, just of 20. Can you make a panelized test jig? No, and I don't want to test panels. All my boards have to be tested via USB on purpose. So here's an interesting thing. So yesterday, I've got a new set of FeatherS2s, right? Distracted again. That's okay. I got a new set of FeatherS2s, and long story, they came with no edge rails. I had to 3D print an adapter. So I wanted to test the boards first before I ordered more. And so here's 15 of them. They're all good, except 2 of them failed the test jig. And why did they fail the test jig? They failed on the USB connector. And why? Because the actual connector, there were 2 pins on each USB that were bent up. So they came out of the reel with bent pins. They were so small, visually you couldn't really see the bent pins unless you looked under a microscope. But they failed the test jig. Plug them in, run the jig, it said USB not found, right? It couldn't find the native CDC on the chip. Now, the first thing you do is look at the chip and go, okay, are all the pins soldered correctly, right? Nice ESD container. They're fine, Johnny. But it ended up being the USB connector. I would have found that issue if I would have used pogos on the back to flash and test them. Never would have been found. They would have gone out in the wild and they would not have been flashable. Right? They would have been dead boards. So that's a perfect example of why I always test with the USB connector like a user would use them. Otherwise, I'm not doing full coverage. And full coverage is very important. Okay, so basically, I just want to, oh, come on, stick the words, tiny pico, here. So I know it's a tiny pico adapter. I want to be centered. What do I do? If it's simple enough, delegate to a summer intern. Sure. Excuse me. Not that I have a summer intern, but fully agree. Testing procedure also includes flashing using USB to USB-C connector and serial chip. Yeah, you have to. With USB-C, do you test both orientations of the plug? I don't. That's interesting. I could, but the pins are connected to each other, right? So technically, one pin, if one of the 2 deep minus pins are soldered, it should still work because they're physically, I've got them, the way I've done it is they're connected to each other, right? But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Sam could do it. Yeah, I don't think Sam could do it. Yeah. So it shouldn't make a difference. What's interesting though is, no, that's fine. Okay. It's also the same. So that way there's tiny pico on there, so that way I know. So that's my tiny pico one. Now, right, that's my test jig. That doesn't have to change. This is the new design I'm waiting for. One change I did make at the very end, before I submitted this, is I did 2 things. I stuck a hole under the buzzer because it's really not loud. It's much louder when it's not on the PCB. So I thought I'd just try this, see if it increases the volume. But I also put a screw terminal at the end over here. It is actually, hey, look at this. I'm switching layers without using my mouse. Is that cool? So yeah, this way I can, if the volume's not enough, I can plug an external buzzer into it, a wired buzzer, just to make it louder. Because I want the loudness, like I want it to, beep when there's an error, so it grabs my attention. Okay, so I need to okay, another adapter. So my Feather S2 is probably the most important one I can do right now. So I've got my old, so this is my old adapter for the Feather S2. Obviously it's been flipped around. Wish these would get out of my way. Klaxon, yeah, maybe not that loud, but just enough to let me know. Or use a speaker and a funny MP3. Well, I need an I2S or some type of MP3 decoder to do that. Do you test the Grove pins on devices with them? The stemmer connectors? I don't, no. I've got no easy way of doing that. I mean, that would require a manual plug-in of something to do it. But the I2C pins get tested, but not the connectors. But those connectors solder really well. I mean, I've inspected thousands of them, right? And not seen any soldering issues on them. So I need to I don't know the best way of moving these over to the new format, because the new format is flipped around and has all of the other stuff on it. I should have thought this through. Let's open another copy of Eagle. Multi-board tester, Jig V2. Okay, right, that's the old. Oh, okay. So just give me a second, folks. I shouldn't have copied those over until I'd fixed the tab. Okay, multi-board, Tiny Pico, copy, paste. Okay, so try that again. Apologise, this is just me piss fighting around behind the scenes. Catch you later, Wayne. Okay, so I've duplicated the Tiny Pico one and called it Feather S2, which I guess is a bit silly, but I now need to move over the stuff onto it. So it says Tiny Pico tester, but it's actually, if you can see from the heading, Feather S2. So there's Feather S2. So my Feather S2 and Feather S2 Neo adapters are going to be the same, which is good. So first one of 2021. Does everyone use source control, e.g. Git with the Eagle design directories? I don't use Git, I use Dropbox. Cold coffee. Oh, terrible. Okay, so I need to move these headers over to here and spun around, and I really don't know what the best way to do this is. So these guys here need to go into here. If I do that, they're not going to be in the right spot. From the buffer, no. Right, so they're in the wrong spot now, which kind of sucks. So I could have saved it as a design. Maybe that's what I should do. Save it as a... Where's it gone? Right. If I save it as a design block, Right, let's do that. I'm going to save this as a design block. And V1 feather S2 adapter. I'm going to save it as V1. Okay, so I can now, in here, if I delete those again, excuse me, I can add a design block in. And this design block will be my V1 feather S2 adapter. And it doesn't matter that it's on a different thing because I can now rotate it around I can line it up and then I can delete what I don't need. It's a slightly different shape. No. Okay, I'm going to have to fix all of the names. Okay, but I should be able to now delete these ones, I think. And that, if I delete the old board, if I can find the right one to delete. Hey Christian. I don't think I can stream on both of them at the same time. Marco? Yeah, I don't know if that's possible. Okay. Is that all of it? No. Okay, so this could be, okay, there's obviously some labels I need to clean up. Okay, so, ooh, got a new patron. Thanks very much. So this should be the right orientation now. Right, so if we go to here, obviously if I pull it out, so we've now got, oh, that's off to the side. So if you look at the Feather S2, got the 12 pins on the bottom and the 16 on the top, right? So that would fit there. So that looks like it will work, assuming that it's still routed. So, such a big window. So I fill it, do a DRC check, no errors. Okay, so that is the Feather S2, except I need to go and excuse me, I need to fix, make sure that the names are correct for all the traces. I think there were some ground ones that were renamed. Ground. No, they look. Why is RST the only text label that's... I don't know. Does it really... I mean, it gets covered up anyway. Well, it's not. It's also 3V as well. I mean, it's just on the test jig. But okay, yeah, I can fix that. So... Is that better? Yeah, like, I don't know if it matters. Really. They're covered up. I don't even need them. I don't even know why I've got them on there. Because I can't see them anyway. Excuse me. There is a rule. There's not really a rule. I don't know. No rules. Rules suck. Just cosmetics. Just cosmetics. Okay, how's that? We're happy with that now. Sion's rules is no rules. No rules. Now, my biggest concern with this is I don't know whether these... whether I can fit an adapter here. Like, I might need to make this board a bit bigger to fit an adapter. And then if I do that, I might as well do that for all of them. No worries, Aaron. I'm happy to change it. I should just delete them. As I said, they're pointless. They're absolutely pointless. So the issue is the adapter. I should also increase the size of the holes. A bit worried that these are going to be a bit flimsy, these pegs. Originally I was going to screw them in, but it doesn't make any sense to screw these in because they work great. They just slot in, they work great, and they're easy to replace. But the EEPROM is kind of in the way. I thought about maybe sticking the EEPROM on the bottom, so I didn't have to worry about leaving this gap here for the EEPROM, right? This raised section. And they're just hand soldered on. So the LED, the resistor, and the EEPROM are just hand soldered. Yeah. EN. What? What have I done now? What adapter? What for? Wait. That EN is how Adafruit have it. Just to let you know. That's from Adafruit. So yeah, I don't know, like, if there's a board like this. See, I don't know. I can't get an adapter on because the edge of the board is in the way. So it probably just makes more sense to make the board bigger so I can fit an adapter. I mean, the board goes on top, right? I mean, that's so that was misleading. The board goes on top, but the adapter's going to have to stick out quite far up and out over the sides to get this in, and further back. It could end up being a tricky 3D print. I mean, this is already being printed with support underneath, and it's a bit messy on the bottom, but that doesn't matter as long as it's flat. It doesn't matter how it looks. But I'd like to standardize on one plug-in for the adapter, so I don't have to redesign each one, the base of each one every time. And I have to remake the Tiny Pico board anyway, so I might as well just standardize on this. I found a 3D printed solution for your clamp. I don't think a 3D printed clamp is going to be what I want. I mean, possibly, but not likely. So like I'm thinking, what's if... Oh, wrong screen. Okay, time for me to put one of these in my mouth. Sorry. Look at that video. Yeah, I saw the ID. Hang on. Okay, this is the video viral 3D prints. Be careful. Where is it in there? Yeah, I can't do something like this. If this is what you mean. Oh, Peter's going. Catch you later, Peter. Thanks for joining. Have a good sleep, mate. Sorry. If you mean something like this, that clamps over, I need to visually see the board. In the very beginning. Oh, right. Yeah, that won't work. I need downforce. It's not to hold the board on the side. It's going to be pushed down, and got to be pushed down evenly. Yeah, that won't work. Not really. No, the clamps I've got are fine. Clamps aren't a problem. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, not really what I'm looking for. I mean, I've got plastic clamps, test tube clamps. I've got all sorts of things that I could use instead. But I need something like this. I'm actually thinking of getting something that's got a longer arm on it. So I can... sorry. So I get one with a longer arm, I can have the clamp further back. And it's out here, and it's adjustable this way. I've actually got some in a shopping cart somewhere, but huge magnets. Or I could just stick a vacuum. I could make it all airtight, and it could be vacuum pressure that pulls it down. What do you think? Now I'm going to eat the whole bag. Maybe. We'll see how we go. I definitely think I need to move this out. I don't know how far though, but potentially quite far. It doesn't matter if they hang over a bit, right? I mean, I can't move the adapter position, the pins or anything, but and if I make these bigger, so I can make the 3D prints bigger, so they'll be more durable. I think that will be a better idea. So remember that there's not a screw going in, so I don't have to worry about the edge of the head of the screw. Make the pins magnetic. These are guys, I don't need a solution for this. What I've got here is great, honestly. I don't need a solution for anything. I've already got a solution. Hey Ryan, I was being offered a solution for a problem I don't have. And what I could do is actually do extra now. I'm just not going to be able to see the LED. I could move the LED over. Yeah, I can't get the EEPROM on this side. Oh, right. A double. I didn't clean up these doubles. One is ground and one is ground. Okay. Tickler. Because I'm testing a feather. The tickler. That's funny. Okay, so what do you reckon? I should move the LEDs over. I have to redo my actually no, I might put them down here next to the name. Oh right, it won't let me move them because of the origin. That's annoying. Okay. Move them down here. Maybe, I don't know. Which EEPROM? I'm using the microchip the 128, the LC 24 LC 128. Thank you. Mike beat me to it. Alright, so this means that I'll be able to see the LEDs and no point having an LED that I can't see because it's covered. But should I do another mounting hole to give it a bit more stability? Like that. So 3 points to hold it. What's the IDIV 3D print model and how the board sits in it? Whatever. Yeah, it aligns it. So here's a tiny pico. This here, it puts, like, I put it in and it guides it down onto the pogos. So the pogos are aligned, and I can't put it in, like, well, the cable won't reach anyway, but I can't put it in back to front, right? Because it doesn't align to the pins. So, right, if I just grab the board and drop it in, it aligns itself. Right, and then the pressure puts it on the pogos. So it's a guide. It's a guide, and it also protects the pins, and it has a base that prevents me from pushing the pins down too far. See, these ones here don't have that base, so the clamp can push too far on the pogos, which can wreck them, which has been happening to me. So this protects the pogos as well. Yeah, I've got a model already, but it's based on this design of the adapter, but I'm modifying the adapter, and so I'm going to have to modify the model, but that's fine, no problem. Hey, Mr. Bonds. Yeah, but I figured if I'm going to do that anyway, I might as well make the holes bigger for the adapter to make the peg leg stronger, and also give it 3 mounting points instead of 2, just for extra stability, right? So I'm going to have to redesign the model, but it's not a big deal. It's going to annoy me though with the name now, having it centered if the LED is there. So it's going to have to be left. And it's going to have to sit there. Or see, now I'm going to waste time with this stupid LED. The LED lights up the name. What do you reckon? Yeah? Like that. Catch you later, Dave. Have a good sleep. Am I still working on new ideas for boards? Well, yes. I have my new... I have this one that I need a test jig for. My new Feather 2 Neo, which I haven't got production boards made yet, but I will, but there's no point. I don't have a test jig. So, one of the things I need to do is make an adapter for this. This will be the same as the Feather 2 adapter. I'll just use different firmware, right? And, yeah, I've got a whole bunch of other stuff happening. Now, obviously, my test jig won't do things like this. It's not designed to do these things, right? These will always need custom jigs. This just needs 4 pins, 4 pogos here, right? That gets pushed in to flash and test and then out. So that won't ever be off something like this. This is about development boards, right? Testing development boards. The same with, so the screen's deliberately on the way out. Sorry. But yeah, the same with my Explorer Shield, right? This will not go in one of these test jigs, right? This will have a test jig that has pins, right, that it'll plug into like it's plugging into a tiny Pico. So there'll be a tiny Pico there, routed to some pins. You plug this in, right, and it'll test the board. It'll run particular code on here that'll test the board. What? Johnny's going to sleep? What? No way! So yeah, I'm always going to be making custom jigs, but this is about development boards. This is about testing thousands and thousands and thousands of boards. Yeah, I can't believe Johnny's going to sleep. You never sleep, dude. That's a lie. You're lying. You're going to go join someone else's stream. Okay, I think this is okay. The only thing is, do I want to move the hole further away? No, I think it's okay. I think that's okay. So, are we all happy with the look of this? Because you all need to be happy, right? It's not just about me. It's about everyone. So, that's what the adapter is going to look like. Gets clamped on the side. I can bypass this whole area here. I can make this flat, and I can bypass this. I don't have to worry about that now. The base will sit here. That'll hold the feather in place to not push down too far. Oh, I know what I need to do. Right, these pins are wrong. I need to put the pogo value pins on. Is that the vertical one? What? Breakout EEPROM pins. Or is that the vertical one? What do you mean breakout? Sorry, what? I don't understand. Why do I want to break out the EEPROM pins? Ooh, one thing that this doesn't have. Thank you for reminding me. This doesn't have the ground for the write protect. And now it does. Good. That makes it non-write protected. Excuse me. I don't know what you mean. About vertical. Vertical what? No, the holes, you can have them really close to the edge of the boards, no problem. I mean, FR4 is really durable. And those holes are just for a 3D print to sit in, that's all. Yeah, no problem at all. Good mechanical strength. Now, I need to swap these headers with special ones that are for the pogos. I think these are... Right, they're my Spark Fun ones. Okay, so I need to... Really? Okay, I need to open up my library. Okay. So I'm going to add these to it's just used to older boards where the surface mount stuff and through holes are not very close to the edge of the board. Yeah, no, that's fine. No problem. And these aren't going to be handled. I mean, these are going to be in a jig and left alone. Interesting. Where's that? Oh, did I have the wrong one open? Ah. Yes, I need to stop using Eagle. Yes, you are all correct. Hey, DIY in the ghetto. Yes, the Raspberry is reading the EEPROM by I2C. Yes. Already broken out. Okay, that is better. So, the pins I need to use are, what do I call them? These ones, right. So I've had to make custom headers for the tiny Pico adapter, which look like this. We've got a really small hole in them because the type of the pogos they are, the way they mount. All good, Aaron. Yeah. I think I know which ones you're talking about, those clamps. Hey, Christopher. So I need to do the same thing, so I've got to remember what the settings are. 2070, that's really weird. Oh, this should be in millimeters. Right, 1.8 and 0.6. 1.8 and 0.6. So, I need a 16 connector. What is this using? Con 1 times 20. Oh, wrong wrong one. I'm looking at the wrong adapters. It's these ones. Silly Sion. Oh, they're micro builders. Oh, right, because they were Adafruits ones. Okay, so I'm going to add this to now I'm going to do it on the footprint. I'm going to copy it to the device. I'm going to where's the oh, it's here. I'm going to copy the footprint to my open library. And I'm going to copy this footprint to my library. Okay, so now in my library, I will have, what are the footprints called? what did I just copy? Right. I need to close this one now because I'm confusing myself. Okay, so these are called one times 12 round and one times 16 round. Okay, so one times oh my god. I'll do it again. Hope everyone's bored by this because this is really ridiculous. 1 by 12 round. Okay, and so if I grab it all and say I just want the pads, and they should all be, what was it? 1.6 and 0.8. Was that right? No. Was it? What am I missing in the chat? Wow, sorry folks. I've been focused on this. Ah, cable ties having DNS issues. That's not good. They don't look right. Wasn't it 1.6 and 0.8? Oh, no. 1 by 10. One point eight, 0.6. 1.8 and 0.6. Come on, folks. You gotta help me with this. 1.8 and 0.6. Oh, this switching thing is frustrating. 1.8, 1.8, 0.6. That's better. Save. And I need 16 round. So these are for the pogos. 1.8, 0.6. Okay. So now I need to add them to their respective things. Add local. 1 by 12 round. Pogo. And copy it from, I don't care which one. Save, and I go to the same with the 16. New, add local, 1 by 16, round, Pogo. Save. Okay, so I can now update the library. Time to Alt F4 it. Time to kill it off. I thought about doing this in KiCad today. Thought about it. Okay, I'm going to now replace this with the 12 pogos. Yay. And this one is the 16 Replace 16 pogos. What? Header 1 times 16 can't be mapped to any gate. Is it because of the names? Oh, look at that. That's annoying. Okay, that's a little weird. Are these not attached now? I don't know if they're attached. Okay. But now why is this one? This doesn't like doing this one. I'm going to have to manually stick it in, I think. Good luck with the wire wrap. What? I thought you were going to sleep, Johnny. What's going on? Yeah, I need to really, seriously, get out of Eagle. Seriously. Okay, they're connected. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably just redo these now. That's annoying. What size are these? Click. Interesting. I'm sure there's a command to reconnect all these, I just don't know what it is. And the command is not KiCad. Okay. You mentioned you had some exciting news. Oh, which one was that? I don't know. Which exciting news was that? Sorry. Was that possibly could have been the when someone mentioned the tax man, but then I thought I might save that news. Getting rid of all these silly, like it should optimize these itself, but it doesn't. Really frustrating. Okay. No errors. So, important news, Johnny is not going to sleep. Yeah, clearly not. Keeping the EEPROM on the top. Yeah, I think so. Because I've got clearance for it now. Right, because my adapter can sit on the outside of these pins now. So I'll do the same size for all the boards. Now, I'm not looking forward to doing my nano ones again, and I might actually keep doing the nanos on my other jig. I don't know. Another week of lockdown announced for Sydney. Yay! Suffer, Sydney! No, that's not nice. It's not even real lockdown. You've got... What did I miss? DNS working again. It's not even real lockdown. Mike? Like, our lockdown was no visitors in the home, masks everywhere, outdoors, even if you're the only one on the street. You guys can do what you want during lockdown. Seriously. Seriously. Well, Bruce posted a picture of a collection of test jigs. That's cool. So, are these all of yours, Bruce? Yeah, these are all a bit... Like these ones here, they don't look very stable. But, yeah. All good. Tomu tester. Okay. So I think this is good. I'm going to just do another DRC check on it. Okay. So I need to now copy that back onto the Tiny Pico one. Or I can just leave the Tiny Pico one alone, because I've already got the adapter for it. I could just leave that one alone. Easier, not Razer. What? Just thought Razer adapter build with EEPROM. Oh, just thought easier adapter build with EEPROM on the bottom. No, because it's on the inside, right? So the adapter would sit, the base of it would sit down like here, right, and here, and through here connected. Yeah, I mean either way, it's got to go over these header pins anyway, the adapter. So it doesn't really make any difference, I don't think. Use a test runner called Xclave. Yeah, there's lots of different test software solutions out there, which are pretty cool. What size trays are you using for the power lines? These are 0.4 millimeter, I think. 0.4064. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's for testing. Yeah. Weatherman said cooler, so it's hotter and more humid. Fire the weatherman. Look, yeah. If I put it on the bottom, it might be easier, but then I'm soldering on the bottom and on the top for the LED. So, I mean, it would make more sense if this honestly was on this side. That would make more sense. And I could do that. But, yeah. There's a new strain called Lambda. Really? No. Wow. And Larry's watching a hurricane go past. You trust people in New South Wales to do the right thing. Yeah. Definitely a big mistake. But that's not a New South Wales thing. That's an everything thing. See, now you want me to... Oh, now I want to move the EEPROM. I'm not going to obsess over labels on a board that will number in the tens. Which labels are we talking about now? What have I done now? Should I move the EEPROM? I mean, I can. You can fit here. Top right label by RST. Oh, right. They shouldn't. Right, they're the old. They shouldn't be there. Sorry. And where's that one? Oh, right, because I did a replace on that one. Yep. Thanks. Yeah. Move it. Okay, I'm gonna move it. I like to move it. Move it. Ooh, see? And, interesting, that's a mistake. This is not ground. This is X ground. Oh. See, that would have been a fail. Had I have not moved it, I wouldn't have noticed. I reckon I wouldn't have noticed. And that would have been bad. Yeah, that would have been terrible. Okay, so thank you. So now I'm moving it. Except it's not centered. So let's center it. Okay, all these grounds are together. And 3.3 volts. I didn't put a cap on this. I think we're going to be okay. But probably should have put a cap on it. So now I'm going to have to stick wires in. 0.254, 0.45. Okay, and why the need for the EEPROM? How many unique boards do you plan on building? Do you have 4 spare GPI? I do not have 4 spare GPI and GPIO. I don't have any spare, and I was originally going to stick just 4 resistors on and read them that way, and everyone went ballistic at me for even considering that. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. That is why I'm using EEPROMs. That's a bit nasty. So that doesn't look anywhere near as nice. Now move it to the bottom. No. Cut a notch for it in the 3D print. Well, that's what I had. Okay. That's really not nice routing, but no errors. Let's get rid of these. Wire stubs. Okay, no errors. We have to listen to users in our field but not implement exactly what they want. It's a balance. Yeah, sure. No, look, the EEPROM's fine. I don't know how many I'm going to end up having. Will I have more than 16? I don't know. But it doesn't take any more work to stick an EEPROM on than it does to stick resistors on. And resistors I'm then fixed. Very hard to change how that works afterwards. And there's no ADCs on the Raspberry Pi, so I can't do voltage divider. And I don't have any spare I/O anyway. So, yeah. So the EEPROM made sense. And I got to play with some EEPROMs that I hadn't done before. And I got to learn how to do that on the Raspberry Pi. What other I2C sensors can we fit? How about a a color sensor so we can detect if the RGB LED is working, except it's on the wrong side. So maybe, yeah, the EEPROM's a good idea. It was a good idea, yeah, no doubt. You know what I can do? You know what I should have done? I should have done this, actually. This makes more sense. Because the ground planes are not shared. This is a separate ground plane. Because the ground plane on the right hand side is actually pulled high to do board detection. But so what I can do is this. And this will neaten things up tremendously. This is X ground. And this will also be X ground. And so now I don't need these. Because there'll be a flood fill there. Flood fill, baby. See? Yay! Put a fourth hole for your 3D printed aligner and just put a track around it. A reset button. My boards have a reset button. What do I need a reset button for? Where's the pink LED? Well, I put a blue one. It's down the bottom. So now I've got two separate grounds. So this is X ground on the left, and then test ground on the right. Cool. So that neatened up a whole bunch of traces. Excuse me. No idea what you're talking about. Neither do I, Ryan. Neither do I. Join the club. Well, I don't know if pink would work on red PCBs. Like, I don't, do I have any, I don't, so this 0603, I don't have any, I've only got pink in 0805. I could change the footprint to make them 0805. I can try to find some pink. Yeah, anyway. Color clash. Blue and red, or a white one would be the best, really. I don't know. Yeah, you can't have pink and red. That's like fashion murder. Okay, so this board is evolving more and more. Now I've also broken out. So one thing I don't have on this adapter yet, I've broken out TX and RX pins here, and what I wanted to do was actually stick, I remember now, I wanted a jumper. Solder jumper. I wanted solder jumpers on them, and then I want to make this TX and RX. Oh, do I need RX to go to TX and TX to go to RX? So what I was thinking of on this particular board is on any boards that has UART 0, not like it's got a ZSC, is connecting the, if you look here, I've got on my test jig, or did I close? I closed it, right. I've got TX and RX of the Raspberry Pi headers connected to these two pins. So that way I could read the UART from the internal, from UART 0 of the S2 chip on the Raspberry Pi if I needed to. Is it worth putting a cap on the board and just not populating if not required? Yeah, I don't have one on mine right now. I could put a cap on here, yes. Yeah, I can put a cap on here. And I should put a cap on here. Okay. Oh 0603. What? Where is it? Three MP. Okay. X3V3 and don't want to stick a ground symbol on. X ground. Sorry. Okay, I have to redo that. Okay, so we've got a cap, +1 on the RX and TX. Right, but do I have to flip them? Do I need RX going to TX and TX going to RX? I think I do. Sorry. Black and white LEDs. What? Black and white? So the reason I'm doing these on a jumper is I don't know if they're going to interfere with testing the those pins. So I think these need to go on the bottom. Come on. So I need it. So the jumpers will allow me to connect them or disconnect them. That's the plan. Of course, they swap over now. It's really annoying. So I want to be able to disconnect them in case these pins interfere with the testing of the pins. I hope that makes sense. But what I need to do probably is stick a label on them. So is that DUT TX, device under test TX, and this is .rx. Flip them the other way. What do you mean flip them the other way? I don't know what you mean. Make your buzzer sound like Marvin Robot. Yeah, you don't get a lot of control on the buzzer on a Raspberry Pi, unfortunately. Does the EEPROM need I2C pull-ups? It doesn't matter because it's already being pulled up via... It's on the same bus as the MCP 23017s. Turn one of them around. Why? So I can solder across to change TX. Yeah, thanks MCPs. I don't know what you mean. Turn one of them. How's turning around gonna help me? Oh, right. To flip them over if they're wrong. I'm pretty sure this is right. I'm pretty sure RX has to go to TX and TX has to go to RX, which is what I've done here. So I think they're okay. Yeah, I've got a whole drawer full of them as well. Oh, I'm going to say a drawer. I've got a few. Oop. Super hard to get right now. So, okay. So, what else? Is this it? I think this is it. If I'm wrong, I can just get more PCBs made, right? I don't even know if I'm going to use this feature. I really don't. Like, I've not needed it. So, but I figured it's there. Like, I might connect it. I can still... Are yours the I2C ones? If not going through serial USB, does it auto reverse? So then logic means RX goes to TX, TX goes to... I don't know what VV means, but yes. Like if you're connecting just two boards via UART, like two tiny picos together, and you want them to talk to each other over UART, you connect TX to RX and TX to RX. Right? You flip them. So the transmitter goes to the receiver and the transmitter goes to the receiver. Yes, so that's what this is. This is the TX and RX of the Raspberry Pi going to the TX and RX of the board that's being tested. Fourth hole for symmetry. Well, I can't because there's some resistors here. There's the LED. I'd have to move the LEDs away again. And if I move them up, then I can't see them. So the idea was that there wouldn't be anything here as part of the adapter. Right, but that's with the serial chip, which is different. Yeah. Bigger tab. A bigger tab. No, because it's going to go over the screen. It's going to obscure the view of the screen. So I don't really want to do that. Oh, you know what I can do? Except I need to be able to fit Neo. So hang on, let me get... Oh, see, that already doesn't fit. So what's if I do this? I still can't fit the other one. I don't really want them so close to the edge of the board. If I can avoid it. And I don't want to solder them off accidentally. I really don't think we need this extra hole. Honestly. I mean, I can always just... put that there and put that there, and then I can just make this trace. Look at the LED all the way over here. Yeah, it's LED and resistor. So how's that? How's that? Don't take the 19th hole away. No, not an RGB LED. Why would I want to do that? I mean, that is a bit silly. Yeah, that's a good point, Paul. Hello, Paul. The non-symmetric nature of it, so the adapter goes in the right way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really okay with this. Oh, sometimes it doesn't update. Really annoying. Wait. There's no hole. There's no hole. But the board thinks there's a hole. But if I move that, it goes away. Bloody eagle. No, the hole was deleted, but it didn't update the dimension file. Anyway. Okay, so I think that's it. So this is going to be the new format for the adapters. So I need to move my tiny Pico one back over. So that's the front. That's the back. None of this stuff will be on it. What did Mike say? Make the tab wider for future proving. Sure. I gotta be careful it doesn't cut into where the button is. The button's huge. If you have a look here, I mean, I'm actually regretting putting a mechanicals button on now. Because look how tall they are. Look how it's huge. Seriously. Anyway, I didn't realize the mechanical keys were so high. Like, that's just crazy how high that is. Why is that flipped again? This is rotated. What happened to my view? I've been flipped again. Back to front. Wow, okay. That's upside down. But it's robust. Yeah, sure. Not that satisfying, I gotta say. My first mechanical key. Anyway, I have to be careful I don't cut into this because there's no room. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 pins over is as far as I can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Look, good guess. Okay, so now I've got this much space. Is that a big enough tab for you? Top. There you go. Plenty of room. Should have put a clicky one in. Now no, I don't like the clicky sound. That's why I went. Although this is not a silent one, this one. But I don't think there's much difference. Okay. This is the non-silent, which is on the test jig. This is my silent one. Not much different. I guess they're all Cherry MX style, aren't they? I don't know. They're not. This is actually a Cherry MX switch. Cherry MX orange, I think, or whatever it is. Anyway, okay. Low profile Cherry MX. Oh, don't tell me that now. Really? I've already bought my silence. I bought my silence. Oh, look at that. Low profile. Cherry MX. Damn. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, so we're good with this. So now, do we move the logo and this stuff? Do we even need that? In the middle, gets covered up anyway, right? It's covered up with the adapter, so what's the point of having it? And that, I'm going to put that back. I am going to need a Neo version of this. Well, it can be the same, but it's going to have a different ID on it. It's a Feather S2 Nano label. Feather S2 Nano. I don't do a Feather S2 Nano. What do you mean, is it readable? Yeah, like that. It will remind me years later. It will. Yeah, I mean, there's only a slight discoloration on the red. Or when I say slight, you can see here, that's the discoloration between copper and no copper. That's going to be fine. The writing's big enough. Makes it look pink. That'll be my lighting. Make it a bit bigger. 1.75. Really didn't make much of a difference. 1.8. Okay, anyway. I'm never going to do a Feather S2 Nano because the feather format can't be nano. It's a feather. Hey Ian, by the way. Okay, so I think we're good. Honestly, I don't know. This is already working as it is, so I don't know what else I could do here. This one isn't the Neo. Well, it is. It is. They're identical. That's the thing, right? The Neo version and the non-Neo version are exactly the same adapter, but with a different ID on the EEPROM. That way it uses different flash, a different firmware, and puts different code on at the end that makes the RGB LEDs go. So I will have to do two versions of this board with a label change just to know which one is which is annoying. Or I could leave this blank and just label print them. Does the split ground affect the outer? No, because they're not connected to anything. In this case, these are empty. They're not connected to anything, but they're not ground things or anything. No, doesn't make any difference. And even if they were traces connected to them, it wouldn't make any difference. / Neo, then Feather S2. No, I need to know if it's a Neo or a not Neo. When I look at it, I don't want to stick a Feather S2 in a programmer for the Neo and flash it, because it will, and it'll put the wrong things on it. Color-coded dots. No, because then I have to remember what the color code means. Big deal. For $2, I get 5 boards. So for $4, no, I think it's 2 together. For $7 US, I get 5 of each. Really? I'm okay. I'm okay to make 2 different boards that are exactly the same, but one says Neo. If you knew how much money I've spent on PCBs already and stuff for this test jig, it's nothing. I'm going to just mute for a second. I'm quite impressed with how little coughing I've been doing. Hey Sam, a white panel and write it in Sharpie. That's actually not a bad idea, actually. If I make a mistake, I get to redo 2 boards. But I was only going to make 1 board. I was only going to make the feather version right now. Because I don't even have Featherist 2 boards to do. You can RFID the test jig boards, so you won't get them mixed up. Right. Okay, I'll stick RFID on that now as well. I don't mind the idea of a white, not that JLC can print solid white. I don't mind the idea of white and I can just write on them what they are, but that's not going to look very nice. You just had a latte. Where's mine? I think I need another one. Where's my latte? Where's my latte? Sorry. So, where's my... This is my Tiny Pico tester. So this will be interesting. If I... Copy that. Paste this. And that one, and that one, and that one, and lastly, that one. Okay. I wonder if the board resistance between the Featherist 2 and Neo are consistent enough and different enough between each kind to measure the resistance to ID the type of board. No. Well, how would I measure the resistance? Do we want a coffee break, do we? Ah, we can do a coffee break. I figured that people weren't going to stick around much longer. The numbers have been dropping. So, so now I can't decide if I want to move the EEPROM on this one. I should. I'm going to have to put everything in the right spot now compared to the other one. You have to go to work at 9 in 7 minutes. Are you going or are you working from home today? Right, if I plug it in, but I have to plug it in and I got to power it up and boot it up into the test jig software to see which one it is, right? So the whole point of the label at the front is so I don't have to do that. When is it 9? In 7 minutes. So 1.8, center left, 1.8, center left, 1.527. Oh, right. I can't do that. So I'm going to move, offset all this. It's almost 1 AM for you. And by go, I mean close the browser and open up work. Right. Okay, you're working from home. That's good. Yeah, you can always say the NBN's down. So do we want to do a coffee break? Coffee and toilet break? I understand that it's really late for most of you, and if I do that, most of you are going to disappear. But that's okay. 10.5. Can't believe I have to do this again. And move the EEPROM again. Okay, so that's that half. Smoky and hot. Johnny, why are you awake? I thought you needed to go to sleep. How can one have DNS problems and be here? It's a conundrum. Shh! Shh! Don't say anything. Copy. Paste. See, copying and pasting in Eagle is pretty damn good. Like, compared to... I can't do this in KiCad. Break sounds good. Team Europe still going strong. Quindor, yes. Okay. Johnny, what are you talking about? Well, you said you were leaving. You were going to bed. But yeah, okay. So should we do a coffee break? I'm happy to get another coffee, or 5. So yeah, if you want to do a coffee break, we can definitely do that. 3.325 properties. Oops. 3.325 and 0. Yeah, look at that. Love it. What a mess. Remember, I don't need all the X rounds now. Okay. I have to redo those. I'll drink a coffee. Well, not drink a coffee. Okay. Catch you later, Peter. Still need to catch up, mate. I'm starting to feel a bit better. So if you want to pick a time with me for later this week, is good. Let me know what your movements are. But have fun at work. Bigger EEPROM footprint. Yeah, this is the big one. This is the Soik one. Excuse me. Need to add the cap. I need to add the cap. You are correct. Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Don't need the jumpers, though. Because it's quite warm. Sorry. Bad. Cap. Oh, come on. Should put it the same spot though, shouldn't we? I'm trying to make these all the same, if I can. 12.2. Just be nice to have them all the same. 3.38. I'll do this and then we'll do coffee. Be nice if I could just do a copy position. 1.57. No. Wrong one. Okay. This is me. Does anyone ever put orange sherbet in their coffee? Ooh. Isn't the EEPROM the other way around? Oh, yes. It is. Thank you. Okay, I've got to reroute that in a minute. Sherbet's like that tangy, powdery, lolly type, whatever. Salt in my coffee when needed. Salt in you vomit if you drink salt. What are you talking about? I've put salt in tea by accident and drank it and bad. Okay, coffee time. Coffee time, everybody. I'm going to put the coffee message up. Hopefully I won't lose too many people. Actually, no. What I did last time. Hang on. Didn't I have a coffee message? Remember I did coffee? Coffee cam? Where was that? I don't... So it removes the bitterness. Ugh. I showed a... Yeah, where was it? What? Ah, hang on. That one. Right. Copy. Yep. How about that? Hey Ben, good morning. Wakey wakey. Okay, let's do that. Coffee break. Whoa. My light went out because the battery just died. Is that clear enough? I'm not sure that's clear enough. What's if I do this? Okay. Coffee break. Let's go. Back soon. I is back. Hello, hello. No more coffee break. Ooh, we only lost 15 people. That's good. Popping candy still allowed. Ooh, yum, popping candy. Excuse me. Hi, Arnie. Hi, Bob. Hey, Bob. Oh, yum. Okay, so where were we? We were popping candy in coffee is illegal. What? Can you put popping candy in coffee? Hey, Hybotics. Why? What happens with that? I gotta route this. And I also have to remember I didn't do WP on this one. So I also have to do that as well. That is X round. Okay, so rowdy. I don't remember what I did. Doesn't matter. I'd like them to look the same if I can. Not that it really matters, but you know. You know. Pretty sure there's a bigger trace width than what I did. Oh. Drill 0.254, auto 0.45. And okay, I think a row of hammers. What? Hey! Hey, Jono! How you doing? Okay, so is that all of it? Will this blend? I hate how it does that though. See, this one doesn't. See, that does it nice. But when you copy and paste it, sometimes it does this weird thing. But anyway, ooh. See, now the Y goes off the bottom of the board. That's annoying. And lots of air wires. What? Oh, right. When I copy and pasted it, obviously didn't like. Yeah, it stuck a 1 on it. That's probably why. That's why it's not doing that properly. There we go. Okay, that's better. No errors. What? I made a second channel. I did, but I might not on the label front. If you weren't worried about the tab size being different, you could make the word Neo break offable. Sure. Yeah, I could. I'm more concerned about the Y sticking down here because that's going to get chopped off. There's no way JLC PCB will do that. That'll get cut off. So, yeah. And no, I'm not making it all uppercase. The link for the new channel, yeah, but I might not keep it. That's the thing. I don't. Hang on. I'll get it for you if I can find it where I put it. But I just might not keep it. Here's the link again. 59 subs. So there was like 112 people watching it at one point today, but only 59 people have joined. So I'm just not sure. Excuse me. Okay, so we're at two boards. Tiny Pico and the Feather S2, and if that goes too high, it's going to chop the silk off the bottom, off the top as well. That's annoying. I'm going to have to put that back to 7.5 and make it 177 and 0.66. 6.6, 1.75. 6.6, 1.75. 6.6, 1.7. 1.75, 1.57. No, that's right. I think. Hey, Christos. 60 subs. Woohoo! I should do it then now. Okay. The other thing I thought I could do is with the Neo is I could just. What's if I did this? So I kept the Feather S2. Right? And then I did a. And then I did the white silk screen thing, right? But I did that so I can write Neo in that, maybe. So what's if I did that? Why didn't that show up? Because I put on the bottom names instead of the top names. Clever. So and I can write Neo in that, or not. I don't know. Flip's desk. Oh, Mike, I love you, mate. You're awesome. The switch switches the switch, which switches the switches the switch. You know what I could do? I could leave this. I could make them all the Neo. Time for bed said, no, embedded hobbyist, don't go to bed. Be a Johnny. What's if I did this? Look. I did them all as the Neo, and then they're going to be on red, right? Then I get a red texter, and I can colour in the Neo on the boards that aren't a Neo. I'll colour them back in red. Or I can pick the solder. I wonder if I can pick the silk screen off. Hey, what do you reckon? Shall we see if I can do that? It's going to be upside down again. I don't know why. Hey, I wonder if, without killing it, not easily. It doesn't come off. Surprise, surprise. It's decent silkscreen for a change from JLC PCB. Like, all I'm doing is scratching it now. Yeah, now that's just scratching it. Okay. Do I have a red pen? Hang on. I don't think I've got a red texter. Oh, I might have a red Sharpie. Hang on. Sharpie, yellow, orange. Where's my Sharpies? Who stole my Sharpies? Red. Okay. Okay, I've got red. I've got a red Sharpie. It's gonna be the wrong colour. That's not too bad. I mean, I'll always see it. Is that bad? Maybe. Yak. This is called yak shaving for sure. What about the orange? Nah, that just makes it writing orange. Sorry. Excuse me. Large SMD footprint and put a cap res over it. I can do that. Oh, sure. I'm just trying this out. Come on. This is funny. Is this not funny? I thought that was funny. Okay. I'll stick to my... I'll forget comedy. Only the boards will care. No, I have to look at them all the time. I'm going to look at the ones that were a Neo that are not a Neo and go, oh my god, look at that texture. That's what's going to happen. Scratch it off. I tried scratching the silk off. It won't come off. Like, I'll damage the board in doing that. Perfectly legit. Let's see. I know how funny with a... No, don't. It's going to be down the whole time. Don't do that. Tip-X. Yeah, but that's white though. Didn't get a notification, Christos. Sorry, only the in-crowd get notified. Drill the Neo out. Anyway, okay, so I have two boards. I'm going to order them. I think they're both good. When I say I think they're both good, as in everything here is ground, SDA, SDL, yep, power, LED. I have to decide, do I want to make the LEDs bigger? Do I want to go 805 LEDs and resistor to route out the Neo with a CNC? I just want a CNC. Anyway, mouse bite tabs, which you can snap off. Yeah, Sam D already suggested that, Mike. I think that's a bit crazy. Separate nameplate and Dremel tool. Ah, you guys. Okay. Now, the only thing is the Feather S2 is technically not in the center, but it'll still be okay. Use a laser cutter to burn off the silk screen. I'm pretty sure it'll take off the solder mask as well. Okay, I think we're going to do this. I think they're good. The Nano is going to be, oh my god, the Nano is going to be the biggest pain in the backside. Do everyone remember the trouble I had with the Nano? And JLC PCB can't route thin routes, slots, thin slots. They can't route thin slots. So I don't know what I'm going to do about the Nano one. I just test laser above. I get points for best waste of time. Bruce. Okay, well, yes, you get the points. 3 points for everyone. Try PCB way. I don't think they won't do the thin slots either. I don't know. I mean, I can send these to PCB way. I can try it for like 20 times the price. Have I tried? Consider rotating the EEPROM and making it wider. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? How thin do the slots need to be? No, I need them 0.2 millimeters. The thinnest they'll do is 0.5. So 0.5 millimeter slots makes my bent pogos, my Frogo pins for my Nano, allows them to move massively. Like, it allows them to move from one pin to the next pin. I need them to do 0.2 slot, and they won't do it. 20 times, they do it for 5. I don't know. Every time I go to put anything in, the price just goes through the roof. Shall we do an exercise? Let's do an exercise. Let's go PCB way. Let's try this. Appreciate that it's an adapter into an adapter. It is. So, I want to do, it's an instant quote, right? Instant quote's the quick one. So, one design. The size is 63 by 34. The minimum side of a plated slot. I don't need plated. Not plated. I just need a slot. Just a hole in the board. The minimum size is 0.8. So it's even wider. Yeah, that's no good. But anyway. So what I say was 63 by 34. 63 by 34. And I want 2 layers FR4. Right? 1.6. And I'm pretty sure my minimum trace, that's okay. But here we go. Minimum hole size, 2.4. I want red with white. No edge connector. Hassle is fine, it's just for me. Okay, calculate. $49. Oh, that's total. $29. $29. Where did you get $5 from? Can everyone see this? 29. 5 PCBs, 4 to 5 days, $29. Oh, did you key? That's slightly different though. It's the 2mm holes. That's right. They're charging me $24 to go to a 2mm hole. No, 2.25 from a 3mm hole. That's the killer. This is what people don't understand. Uh-oh. What the hell happened there? That was weird. That's what people don't understand. No, 0.2 is not. 0.25 I think is included with 4. Like, it's horrific. Sorry. Why is the calculate gone? Oh, I lost my length. 63 by 34. I lost all my settings. I go to 0.2. Like, my vi's a point, like, the fact that I can't do 0.2 with 2 layer with JLC PCB. Has to be 2.54. But anyway, the point is, that is not cheap. Now, this exact same board at JLC PCB is $2 or $5 if it's not the first board. Yeah, they probably reloaded it. So that's the thing, right? Hang on. Like, people keep saying to me all the time, PCB weigh's cheap, it's cheap, it's cheap. It's not cheap. It's only cheap if you're using their worst settings, right? Or their default. But you know, JLC PCB charge for this and charge for that, but what the amounts they charge are small. They add up. I mean, like, you should see the last boards I just... Well, hang on, I can show you my last boards. The price of my large boards. Hang on, let me just sign in. Yeah, but considerably cheaper. But like 5 times. They're 5 times cheaper for a 2-layer board. That's not a little bit. Why is it not signing me in? Right. You want to get freaked out? Look at this, my last order. Oh, actually, I need to check the Gerbers. Do you want me to check the Gerbers live? Check out the price of my last order. $409 for Feather S2 panels, 100 panels. $409. Anyway, but this will be like $800 on PCBWay. Yeah, some of my orders are massive. $400 here. Fuck. Look at the shipping. The shipping alone is $85. That is just insane. Shall we confirm my production file? PCB Shopper. I've never heard of them. Are they accurate? PCB Shopper. Sorry, I'll move it off screen in case something else. PCB Shopper price comparison site. Do I have to sign up? I hope I don't have to sign up. Fabrication 63 by 34, 2 layers, quantity 5. Least red top, cheapest. Yeah, hassle. Minimum trace. Yep, that's fine. Minimum drill. 254. No. Ship to, yeah, whatever. What else am I missing? Get prices. This one, the advertisement on top, you and I, quick turn PCB, $43 and $215 shipping. Sorry. Oh my god. PCBWay, $8 each. No. I don't know where they get $8. It's not $8. Smart prototyping, $9. Is there any JLC PCB in here? No. Wow, that is terrible. Really? Well, we know it's not $8 for the PCBs on PCBWay, don't we? It's not per board. It's not $8 per board. $40. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, that's $215 for 5 boards. $40 for 5 boards. $45 for 5 boards. Oh my god. I just vomited in my mouth a bit. I was told there would be circles. Hey Randall, circles. Going in circles. I need to confirm this board. Shall we have a look at it? I need to put this in production. Why can't I download it? Hello? Where's the link? There's no link to download the production files. There should be a download link here. Oh my god. For those that have gone through this process before, if you mark the check production files before it goes in, and they charge you like 51 cents for this, they pre-make them. And then what you do, you can download the Gerbers, check them, and then you mark yes or no. And if you say no, you got to fill in why and upload screenshots and stuff zipped as examples, or you say yes to go. But there's no download link. Great. Browser update needed. No. No, I do this all the time. I confirm all of them now. I have to email them and say there's no link. Oh, what a pain in the backside. See, my tiny picos are still being made. So we're 4 days in already, and they're running up to enig. No files for me. Okay, anyway. What I wanted to do with JLC PCB for the same thing. Size 63 by 34. 5 of them red with white hassle. $2. $2. And remove the order number. Now it's $3.50. So that is a massive difference. And so long as I'm under the 0.2/0.4 millimeter for holes, I don't have to specify the hole size. It's okay. I release my details all the time. Anyone that's bought from me before has got my address and phone number. It's by law, so it's fine. PCB way was not enig. There's no enig. PCB's hassle. Hassle with LED. $29. Oh, do you mean on this shopper thing? No, hassle. Hassle with LED. There's not enig. Hey, Alan. I dox myself all the time. I've given up caring. Like, my address is on my website. I have to by law. So, yeah, really nothing I can do about it. All good, Jonathan. All good. Yeah, that's just horrific. Now, the difference is shipping is $20. Right? Oh, wait, no. It thinks I'm going to America. I'm not going to America. Australia, DHL. It's still $20, where shipping here... Really? $14.80? It's normally $27 for the lowest shipping. But okay. Maybe that'll change. Whatever. What did you miss? Nothing. Nothing. So I'm going to get these made JLC PCB. So my tiny Pico, I'm going to export this out. Actually, I just thought of something. Cancel, DRC, masks, 0. Good. Let's make sure I have the right masks. Before I do, if you shift the EEPROM down, you can remove 2 vias. Yes, I thought about that. I did. But but symmetry. Symmetry, right? Really important. Yes, if I move it down like this, I can get SDA on one side. Well, that's not... No, because I've still got power in the way. I can't actually get rid of the vias. What do you mean? I still have to go... I need a via for power, or I need a via for SDA and SCL, right? Unless I flip it around. SDA goes there and SCL goes there. I could squeeze them through, maybe, but power would still cross over. I'd still need a via for power. Power around the outside. Going around the outside is getting too close to the edge. I'd rather not do that. The vias are fine, really. But yes, I could remove one via by if I do SDA, yeah, I'll fix that in a minute. No, I'll actually fix it now. I did SDL like this, right? And sure, it's not going to fit. I need to move it over. I'll clean it up in a second, right? But if I did this, and I could save one via, right? But is there any point? You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I'm reading the EEPROM when it starts up once. Like I'm not even sure that's any better. Okay, but still, I don't. I'm still not sure what I'm achieving by doing this. I still need a via. Right, okay. So you're saying if I go around this way, like this, right? Is that what you meant? I can do that. Not the neatest thing I've ever seen. But, yes, that works. That's what you meant. Is it? No way. See, now I've got to go fix the other one. I really should have this coming in from the cap, though. So I need to change that. So for those of you doing decoupling, you should be hitting the cap first. So what I've done here technically is pointless. Having the power come in here and having the decoupling here doesn't really help. What you want is this. You want to come in off the cap. Just saying. Oops. You want to be off the cap. No. Okay, so, I mean, that's very not balanced, but is everyone happy with that? It still helps, but just not as much. Right, yes. Like, not as much, a lot. Is that even English? So, is everyone happy now that the EEPROM is hanging off the edge? Like this? No symmetry? Is that okay? Everyone good with that? I mean, I could move it up a little. I have room to move it up a little, right? I could do this. To at least try to get the pins even. At least so they're aligned at the bottom. Now it has attitude. Rob's not looking. Symmetry's for the weak. We will never be happy. Have you ever watched this show? I don't watch this show. This would drive me nuts. Just kidding. Okay, is everyone happy with that? Yes? No? Oh, Ben preferred it scented. These are the sleep inducing. Oh, thanks so much, Bruce. Sleep inducing. That's exactly what I aim for. So Gerald says awesome. Ben says he preferred it scented. I think I preferred it scented, although this is obviously, there's no wires, but the wires were really no big deal. Now put it on the bottom and we don't need to see it not scented. Oh. I don't have to hand solder both sides. So at least on my Tiny Pico one, it was underneath the adapter, so you couldn't see it. Real quick, the EEPROM on the back, so no one can see it's nonsense. Yeah, right, but then I'm hand soldering on the back and hand soldering on the front, which is frustrating. You know what I mean? Because I need the LED there. I saw an article recently about decoupling caps and whether they should be in path opposite the supply line. Supposedly both methods have advantages, but I don't think it matters. Interesting. I've never heard that having it that having the cap outside of the supply line instead of inside, like I've got it now, is better. I've never heard that. Do you remember what that was? That article? I mean, look, the whole caps and decoupling and tuning is such a... It's more of a wizard's art than RF, really. Guess you're making hundreds of these. Soldering will take forever. No. I'm making two of each board. So 4, 6, maybe 8, maybe 10 eventually. Supposedly it's called digital methods versus analog methods, but that was the first time I've heard it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if your decoupling is so critical, then there's something else going on, right? I mean, this IC should not need decoupling. The power for this IC is isolated from the rest of the power of the board, as is the ground plane, right? So there's no interference from the other side of the board. And it's running right now perfectly fine on my Tiny Pico one without any decoupling, right? So for it to really be a problem, there's something else going on. Yeah. So 10, add more wires. Right, presently fitting the cap is optional, right? But I'd probably just fit it anyway, or whatever. Not. I mean, they're going to be hand soldered on. It's really not a big deal. But I could make my life easier and make them 0805s. Right, depends what it's going to be, what it's from. There's no crosstalk on the power. There's no signals going over it. There should be clean power coming through. It's coming through the 3.3 line of the Pi, which is already filtered. Having a cap here for an extra bit of filtering is fine, but there's nothing about... I mean, this chip can handle 1.27 volts up to 5.5 volts, right? I mean, if this chip required exactly 3.3 volts and there was noise on the line, that could be a problem. But in this case, the range of voltages it can take probably won't make any difference anyway. You know, if it's 3.3 volts, 3.5 volts, 3.1 volt, all within the margin of errors, and with the I2C as well. So, the problem with leaving it like this is I now have to go and fix the other one. So, am I leaving it like this or not? I really don't know. Wow. These are 0805. They are huge. Needs a decoupling for his homebrew, loads of potential. No, absolutely. He's got, yeah, but he's got vast distance and he's got power that's routed across signals everywhere. You know what I mean? Like that's totally different situation, for sure. But yeah, in this case, whichever will bug me least. I don't know. Hey, Mr. Not Panic. Who's Mr. Not Panic? What? I don't even know who that is. So if I go 0805, they're just easier to hand solder. Not that I care, but... Probably want to move them away from the header a bit then, if that's the case. I just realised the LEDs up there, I've got them the wrong way round. I want the LED next to the word. So they're the wrong, I need to rotate them anyway. That's what I want. Kind of. Oh my god, that's terrible. That is terrible. See, now I'm shaving yaks. Seriously. This is shaving yaks. Okay, 0805. That ground is ugly. Is that not even straight? It's not even straight. Oh my god. Okay. This is getting really annoying now. I really don't care about the... I don't know why I'm so worried about the ground around that resistor. How's that? Snaky, snaky. Okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to leave it down where it is there. I'm going to have to now do this on the other one. Ah. Switch LED and resistor on the schematic. I could do that. I was trying to avoid it. But yeah, that would have been easier for sure. Okay. .29. .29. 15.116. I always talk to myself. 15.116. Yeah, I'll swap them in a minute. I will. Oh, let's do it now. Okay. Okay, there we go. There you go. Nicer-ish, except for that. Squiggly. I tied a string around my finger. What? Just rotate both R and 180, so the power coming in. Yeah. No, I had that before, but then it's that's fine. That's really fine. Except they don't line up. That's really annoying. So, yeah. I just wanted to get away from the headers. That's the problem. So I'm going to have to... I either need to move that one. Oh, I did not want to rotate. Angle. I'm just worried they're going to be too close, but whatever. I'll deal with it. Okay, there you go, nice and straight. Ben isn't, well, he lives in Australia, but he's from Belgium. Wow, dropping like flies now. Like flies. But that's okay, it is very late. And all of you in the EU that have stuck around for so long, and that region, good on you. Thank you very much. Okay, and I just killed that X3V3. Good, okay. So this one is at 1.88. Whoop. 1.88. And this one is at 4.39. Okay. Gone. Go away. Okay, traces. Try to make them roughly the same if I can. Not that it matters. And then 2.54. Okay, I think that's it. Johnny fell asleep. DRC check. No errors. So do these look the same? Well, I don't know, maybe if you update. So many bugs in Eagle. So many bugs. Okay, that one and... So what I should do is I'm gonna copy that. Roger. Copy that. I hope they're the same size. And I'm going to load them into Affinity Photo and put them over the top of each other. Because why not? Ooh, different length boards. No, different sizes. Damn you, Eagle. Okay, that's close enough. Okay, there we go. So, that looks okay, I think. I'm slightly off, but everything looks like it's in the right spot. Why are you not? Trying to get it in the same spot. Futile. Close enough. Okay. So everything's in the same spot. I think that's okay. And the boards are the correct way around. USB is at this end. And USB is at this end. And I don't need to put a marker on there, do I? To say that it's USB at that end. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I think we're going to ship this. I think we're good. So, am I going to export them? Yeah, export. Let's do it. It's Johnny's money. Let's go spend Johnny's money. Cam. 2-layer V2. Export. Okay, this is going to be the multi-board adapter Tiny Pico V2. That'll do. Did I spell that right? MB adapter. Yes. Okay, and this one. Save. Cam output. Local cam. 2-layer. Process. This one is going to be... Oh, no way. Didn't copy it. Adapter. Feather S2 V2. Yes. Okay. So now... I am signed in, right? Let's make sure I'm still signed in, because it signs me out all the time. I'm going to order them. 10 o'clock! Holy moly! This is a long stream. Sorry, folks. 3.5 hours. Add Gerber. No. Not add Gerber. Drag Gerber. 7th in Australia. For what? Not running DRC. I did run DRC. What? DRC. Oh. Wire stubs. They're new. That's annoying. But it makes no difference. They're just a wire stub. See? It just adds them in again by itself because it's a pain. See? DRC, no errors. And I mean, Eagle does this all the time. DRC, no errors. I want to know what 7th in Australia means. 7th in Australia of what? Let's go. 1.6, red. 5 boards. Remove the order number. And go away. Design rules check, DRC. And then you got ERC, which is electrical rules check. What's on the 7th of July? Oh, it is the 7th. Today's the 7th. It is. Well, I did manage to get my repo fixed. I am disliking the constant churn in tiny USB. Leave it alone for a few weeks and it's all broken. Yeah, I know. All those sub-modules. And every time I try to update, there's a sub-module that's been ripped out and replaced rather than updated, and then it destroys everything. Really frustrating. I agree with you 100%, Bruce. It's the Wild West. I'll stop trying to build CircuitPython now and tiny USB. Yep. Tiny UF2 is a little bit better, but still happens sometimes. Okay, one design, 1.6, red. Just double check, double check, double check. Remove order. Everything else is fine. Advanced options. You ready for this one? I paste this into every single... Oh, I don't have it open. Hang on. Need to open my... Whoa, my mail. Whoa, there's a lot of mail just came through. So... I have to paste this every time. Please make sure solder mask layer is done properly all around pads as per my mask layer. Make pads curved if that's how I made them. Doll. Okay, that's the Tiny Pico one. I just realised, did I leave Neo on this one or not? I left Neo on it. That's okay. It really doesn't matter. I don't care. Because I can use them for the Neo. And I can use them for the Feather S2. I can use them for temporarily for the Feather S2. And then I can move them over to Neo because I can reprogram the EEPROM. Read comment up. What did I miss? Design. Which comment up? Oh, other two Pogo layouts in the right place for clamps to center on the right place. They're in the center. Yes, they're in the center of the board. So that's why I've got them centered now. So if you look, well, it's on the Feather S2. It's slightly different where I need it to clamp it. It's fine. So if you look here, so if I do a view, where's my rulers? Show rulers. Okay, so if I put this into about, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is halfway through the 16 pin header. Alright, I'll make it clearer in a moment, and I put this through the middle roughly. Okay, so if I go new, if I put a line, oh, interesting. That's not what I wanted to do. Try that again. Pen tool. Right, better. If I put a line here and make that, it's going to be the center line. Make it blue. Whoops. And then if I just and I've put one there, right? So that's the center of that board. And now if I turn that off, that's the center of the Tiny Pico. So I've centered them all. No, not a certain spot. So eventually, eventually I want to be pinning it down from the corners where the headers are. Like, but for now, I'm happy to have it just in the center. As long as it's in the center vertically, or this way, it's okay, because I'm going to get those adjustable clamps that can be moved along, so I can. So if let's do this for shits and giggles. Oh, not a cog. I changed my mind. If I do a star. And I'm going to make the star red. So if that's my center point, right, I'll be able to move it up and down like this. Oops. I'll be able to move it this way with the test jig. So long as it's in the center for me this way, I'm okay. I hope that makes sense, right? That's my target I'm going to hit with the clamp. So the good news is, so in the old test jigs, where it placed the clamp had to be very exact, because it was pushing down, there was nothing stopping it how far to push, and if it wasn't exact, it could push the board on an angle, right? But with this new design, the way the adapters are, the printed adapter, it doesn't matter. I can push the board from anywhere, and I can push it hard because it's being stopped. So it'll always straighten itself, lie flat, and never push the pogos through like my old one did. I hope that makes sense. Right, so. Wait, what happened? Didn't I upload? Where's my design gone? What happened with the... No, okay, I thought you were keeping clamps same place and having the boards. No, the main IC is on the wrong place. I mean, if you look at something like the Feather S, like the Neo, I mean, look where the chip's there. I don't want to hit that, right? I want it to be somewhere around this area here in the middle, where the Feather S2, I can't really do that because these chips are all different heights, right? I mean, you know, the center of this board would be somewhere between these two chips, and they're two different heights. And then, you know, with the Tiny Pico, again, two different heights. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But I'm going to get around that by, as I said, it doesn't matter where I push it. It'll push it flat into the board, right? Even if I push it from the USB end. Oh, it's not on screen. If I push it from this end, it pushes it flat enough. And if I push it from here, okay, not right at the end. You know what I mean? As long as it's somewhere around the center, it pushes it flat, right? If I'm out, even like half a centimeter or even a centimeter, it still pushes it down enough, and it won't wreck the pogos because it can't go any further. That's the plan. I don't know how durable that's going to be. I won't know till I do it over time. To use a 3D printed clamp. Well, I do that kind of on my Tiny S2 right now, because there's no good place on the Tiny S2, because the Tiny S2 has buttons in the middle. I can't put it here because it pushes the buttons, right? So my Tiny S2, I don't have it here, it's inside the house right now. I have one clamp that 3D prints and breaks out to two clamps, and one pushes here and one pushes the USB, and they're on different heights. But I won't really need to do that. I'm hoping that I'll be able to push it here. We'll see. We'll see. My plan for this section here, right, is to come on back to front. Is this will be fixed, but I'll be able to have some adjustment here. Like I might put it slots this way, right? So this can be moved sideways, and the length one can be adjusted. So I'll be able to, for instance, move it that way and that way. And if I want to change the adapter and I need to adjust this, I just need to unscrew a little bit, shift it, unscrew this, shift it, and it's done. Like, we're talking, 45 seconds to readjust the clamp, where right now, readjusting this clamp's impossible. That is fixed on this weird, bizarre angle to make it work properly for the Featherwrist 2 and not hit. Like, you see where this sits? It doesn't sit in the middle because that's where the buttons are. Sorry, the battery's underneath. Let me just... And the thing's loose because if I have it hit wrong, it pushes the boot button. So I have to make this come in, and see, I twist it when I push it down, and the board doesn't sit flat inside. The board's actually sticking up on this side, right? But it's pushed down enough to test. But I'm going to damage these pogos on this side. Could be a product Urim Tools for makers. Yeah, I think that my testing regime's probably too generic. Like, from a hardware point of view, possibly. From a software point of view, it would take a massive amount of work to make it an API that's easy enough for people to use, I think. I'm not saying no. Why has this lost all this stuff? I'll have to do it all again. Hey, Iggy. Didn't see you. Holy cow, you're still streaming. Yeah, I need to stop. I need to get back to production, Featherwrist 2s. I can't believe my voice held out. But yeah, look, I'm keen to possibly see if this is something that I can, release a reference design and release some source code for people like to build from, maybe. Or get it to a certain point and then maybe open up the testing. I don't know. There's a lot of coding work still to do. Earned myself a lemon lolly. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. There's a lot of work still to do on the code. I'm brute forcing it right now to get it all working, and then I'm going to move stuff over to the boards, like I mentioned earlier. Yes, John knows who BitLooney is. He does, for sure. It helped make my throat clear. Well, I don't think so, but anyway. Anyone who uses the Decaware DWM 3000 modules? Never heard of them. Decawave sounds like microwave Tupperware products. Yeah, BitLooney got his PoE stuff working, I believe. Yep. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Ultra wideband radio modules. Right, so enough for cooking then. Or storage. Food storage. Sorry. They cook before you know it. Right. You can communicate and cook your food at the same time. So I'm just reading chat. Okay. I'm going to order the adapters today. I might squeeze them into my Tiny Pico order that's in there right now, because that's still got a couple of days to go. I might as well lose a day on that one and get these ones into it. Join late, been watching 1.5. Can you even understand what I say at 1.5? I already talk too fast. But I'm on the way out. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Cheers, Mako. I'm looking forward to getting these new adapters and continuing on this. My aim is to get Tiny Pico fully testing and flashing by the end of the day today, but I have to build so many Featherwrist 2s. These modules let you do really accurate positioning. Oh, really? Really? So what type of communications do they use? Positioning and directional? So I've been looking at the Scilabs, the BG22. I've been looking at their BLE stuff. They do some really, like, their incoming and outgoing directional and positioning and height stuff is very cool. I'm about to be included on the Scilabs partner program, and I want to sorry, I'm going to start playing around with some Scilabs BLE MCUs. I'm really looking forward to that. Stay tuned on that. Time of flight stuff between them. So if you have reference locations as anchors, gives you centimeter level position. Whoa! Can I have a link? Can I have a link? 500 megahertz wide channel. Okay. 10 centimeter accuracy distance measurement. Holy shizballs. Do you have a link, Iggy? Please? Whatever that link was. Or I can look them up. Okay. GWM 3000, GWM 1000. I'll look them up and have a play in Discord. Interesting. So a module like that. Oh, look at the antenna. UWB. So what's the difference between the 1000 and the 3000? Different 2000. Yeah, you guys. And so what's actually in? So this is just communications, right? There's no other MCU in there. You can't do anything else in it. You just talk to it via SPI. So you still need. Cause it's got I/O, right? So, or is there some type of ARM or something inside it? No. Okay, right. So you supply your own MCU. What's the power like on them? Are they I mean, obviously broadcasting that type of megahertz range would take a lot of power, wouldn't they? Yeah, you talk SPI to them, that's fine. Can you put them like in deep sleep? Can you? I can't see. There's a wake up. It's external on. No, see, BLE, that's the problem. It's about a meter, like 5.3, 5.2, 5.3 is about a meter, which is a problem. Although you can do, the directional can do height as well. But for the thing that I'm looking into, a meter's not enough. But the 10 centimeter would be great. I mean, 5 centimeter would be better. Okay, I'll have a chat with you offline about this, Iggy. Thanks very much. Good timing, you jumped in with that. Okay. Very, very interesting. Cheers. Oh wow, I just realised this whole time I was looking at it and no one else was seeing what I was looking at. I'm so sorry, folks. This here was the link that from Discord. So these are the modules. You talk to it over SPI. It's interesting you've still got I/O that you can control and talk to. But external device enable. Wake up. Okay. Nice. Okay. Now I really got to go. Catch you later, everybody. Thank you so much. I will see you all next week. Hopefully I'll be better by then. Oh, NXP have as well. Okay. And DigiKey, the price is sensible for the real branded module. Yeah, I'll look on DigiKey. Oh, I just put an order in yesterday, which shipped already this morning. Damn. Okay, I'll do another one. Bye, everyone. Take care. Catch you later.